In a grim discovery, the remains of 11 Fulani herdsmen from Tode Fobe Laduga Grazing Reserve in Kachia local government area of Kaduna State were found in a forest near an area known as Crossing in Kachia local government area. The corpses discarded along Maro Road were identified by relatives and community members as residents of Laduga allegedly arrested by soldiers in the area at different times. Relatives and community members, unable to contain their grief, undertook the heartbreaking task of placing their loved ones in sacks after a journey of over 30 minutes to reach the location where the decomposing bodies were purportedly dumped. Expressing their fear, they cited incessant arrests of residents by alleged soldiers in Laduga Grazing Reserve of Kachia local government area, further exacerbating their distress. Corroborating these claims, the village head told the Fobe Laduga Grazing Reserve, Muhammad Yusuf accused soldiers of arresting and killing innocent Fulani men without proper investigation. He urged the Nigerian government to investigate the alleged extrajudicial killings of their residents. Now, away from that, the district head of Kujama, Stephen Ibrahim, who was kidnapped 2 months ago, has been released and reunited with his family. He was kidnapped alongside another person while leaving a reservation center near Bethel School along the Kaduna-Kujama Road in November 2023. The bandits killed the other person who was abducted alongside the district head while in their custody a few days after the abduction and dropped his corpse at a village along Kaduna-Abuja Highway. The district head, when contacted on Wednesday, confirmed his release 1 week ago. A local vigilante from the area who preferred to remain anonymous said the district head was in good spirits and prayed for God's protection against such an unfortunate incident in the future. And now more on security matters. Bandits in their numbers have invaded Kukar Babangida town in Jibia local government area of Kaduna State, killing the village head, Magaji Haruna, and his son. A resident of the area who spoke on the condition of anonymity told our reporter that 8 other people were killed in the deadly attack, which began around 10 p.m. Wednesday. Residents of the area believed that both Dankarami and Dangote, 2 notorious bandits kingpins, are currently operating in and around Jibia local government area. 2 weeks ago, some travelers from Yangaya community were attacked, while 9 were killed, including 8 Earlier, we spoke to Trustee Vice Abdullahi Yamadi, and he gives us an update on the latest incident.
Sources from Kukar Babangida community said the bandits were angered by the increasing onslaught on some innocent Fulani herdsmen by members of local community security watch corps and vigilantes in some parts of the state. And residents say they overheard the bandits saying members of the local security watch corps and vigilantes are maiming and killing innocent herders, dispossessing them of their cows and burning their houses with just no cause. In recent times, some Fulani herdsmen were reported accusing the new local security outfit of complicity, especially in Jibia, Matazu, and Musa local government areas. The source said beside killing 10 people, including the village head and his son, all at Kukar Babangida, the bandits burned some vehicles belonging to a construction company in the area. Though there was no any reported case of abduction or rustling of animals, residents are living in fear of another attack, calling on the government to secure the area and monitor the activities of the local security outfit for peace and tranquility to be restored. I think that is what we could be able to gather, and of course hear from the local communities there.
Trust TV's Abdullahi Yamadi there. Now, away from that, the Central Bank of Nigeria has appointed new executives to oversee the affairs of Union, Keystone, and Polaris banks. This followed the dissolution of the board and management of the banks by the Apex Bank. In a statement, CBN's acting director, Corporate Communications, Mrs. Hakama Sidi Ali, stated that Olayemi Kadoso, governor of the CBN, approved the new executives to oversee the affairs of the three banks. The appointments take immediate effect. She said the decision to dissolve the board and management of the three banks and appoint new ones came after the special investigator panel probing the CBN turned in its report. Sidi Ali added that the non-compliance of the three banks and their respective boards with the provisions of Banks and Other Financial Institutions Act 2020 prompted the dissolution. She said that the bank's infractions varied from regulatory non-compliance, corporate governance, failure, and disregarding the conditions under which their licenses were granted. She also said that the managements of the affected banks also got involved in activities that posed a threat to financial stability. Saminaka Grains Market, a pivotal hub for grains transactions in Plateau State, faces the brunt of scarcity and substantial price hikes in essential grains like maize, beans, and millet. Dealers and buyers are expressing their concerns, especially during the dry season when grains are expected to be both available and affordable. Adam Musa completes this report.
This is Saminaka Grain Market, one of the largest grain markets in Nigeria, where buyers and sellers from within and beyond Nigeria converge to do business every Wednesday. Regular business activities are taking a negative turn, as traders in the market say the prices of commodities have skyrocketed at a time it is expected to go down, with a bag of maize, beans and millet now selling at 44,000, 75,000 and 43,000 naira respectively. Some stakeholders provide an insight on current market realities.
To gaskiya dalilin da muke gani shine saboda fargaba da mafi yawancin jama'a suke yi.
Fear that the prices of grains will skyrocket like last year. So, this season, many believe that the prices of grains are likely to shoot up. Because of that, people, especially those with money, bought them in large quantities and stored them to gain a profit. Additionally, insecurity as a result of banditry across agrarian communities in the north means the harvest this year is significantly low, with farmers' inputs like fertilizer also beyond the reach of smallholder farmers, complicating the production process.
To babban abin da zan yi bayani akan karancin kaya ba a yi noma bane an yi, amma saboda wahala.
People really suffer last year. A lot of them who were never engaged in the grain business now hoard the commodities. They bought the grains and put them in these stores you are seeing until the prices go up to a certain amount. Aside that, people from far north where insecurity is ripe and could not cultivate their farms come down to this market to buy. Buyers come and leave empty-handed due to the scarcity of the product in the market. On the other side are buyers who are also at the receiving end of the current situation, which is further compounding their lower purchasing power.
Duk kasuwa yana da kuɗi. Shi yasa wata ran idan ka zo ka samu kayan kaɗan.
Whatever you intend to buy, you can hardly get it because the price is increasing day by day. You just have to buy what little you can. Rich people have already bought the grains and hoarded them in stores.
Mu je mu sarrafa ta. Sakamakon wani zubin muna zuwa mu koma.
We sometimes come and leave empty-handed because of the hike in price of the grains. Before, you could come with little amount of money and bought a lot of paddy rice. But now, it is not possible. This is affecting our business. With Nigerians over 28% inflation rate, it appears that the current price hike will likely continue, leaving many feeling despondent and unable to make ends meet. The current market realities have become emblematic of Nigerians' food security challenges. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
Now away from Jos, the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Christian Pilgrims Commission, Reverend Yakubu Pam, has said that the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas has necessitated a change of Nigerian pilgrimage from Israel and Jordan to the biblical sites in Rome and Greece. Addressing journalists in Abuja, Reverend Pam explained that the safety and security of Nigerian citizens has always been the prime concern of NCPC, adding that the Christian pilgrimage to Israel and Jordan scheduled for December 2023 was suspended due to such concerns. He also said the pilgrimage is now being replaced with visits to Rome and the holy sites in Greece by the end of January. Pam noted that after a prolonged wait for the Israel-Hamas conflict that began on October 7, 2023 to end, his team's previous researches on biblical sites in Greece and Rome were properly analyzed, while he had personally led teams to inspect accommodation facilities and existing biblical sites, among other tasks. The NCPC said the new 3 million naira pilgrimage cost, covering return flight ticket, hotel accommodation, 3-course meal per day, tours of holy sites in executive luxury buses for 6 nights and 7 days, is exclusive of pilgrims' traveling allowances, while states and private pilgrims are expected to meet up with payments before the last day of January 2024. You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Still ahead. Dilapidated state of roads in FCT impedes operation of small businesses. We'll bring you details of this story and more to come after the break. We'll be right back.
We started manufacturing leather since 1958. But the most important thing is that if the system is checked correctly, we won't have where we are now.
If somebody has depression, they may just be very irritable and unproductive in the office. So you find on average already about 1 in 4, 1 in 5 Nigerians already have mental illness, a mental health condition that needs some form of attention.
No matter how good an economy is, if the federal government goes bust, believe me, everything in the economy is just a matter of time it will go bust. So first of all, about maybe slightly above, below 70% is in federal government securities.
If government has banned importation of fertilizer and states are doing it at the level of governance, but I believe that production and distribution of fertilizer should be left to the private sector.
This is the general multi-purpose card, and it has a chip here. So this chip is about 80 kilobytes. The one that you get from the bank for ATM is just 4 kilobytes. So this is like 20 times.
Join us for the 21st Daily Trust Dialogue and presentation of the 2023 African of the Year. This year's theme, Tinubu's Economic Reforms, Gainers and Losers, will be chaired by Dr. Shamsuddin Usman, former Minister of National Planning. Guest speakers, Wale Edun, Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Dr. Victoria Akai, Immediate Past Director General, Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Comrade Joe Ajero, President, Nigeria Labour Congress. This event takes place at NAF Conference Center and Suites, Kado Expressway, Abuja on Thursday, 25th of January 2024, 10 a.m. Attendance is free, and you can watch the live broadcast on Star Times Channel 164 or Nicomsat free to air. For sponsorship, branding, and participation, please contact 081-5176-4600 or 080-3392-8902. Don't miss this insightful dialogue shaping the economic landscape in Nigeria.
Should I keep quiet? And then we kept saying, can't we teach these people basic business, not hustling? Teach our people entrepreneurship, not hustling. Go to China, Guangzhou, different districts. They can turn fair. Am I saying what you don't know?
So this about this thing.
Yeah, but this time around we are talking about appointment of ministers, where there is an express provision in the constitution as regards that.
Let's come to appointments. You know, it is the status of FCT that the constitution has made is too complicated for people to understand.
However, if you are to go backwards and do a kind of audit, you will be shocked to find that the resources so far expended on the SDGs far outstrips the achievements face to face.
Most of the time when you are involved, it's difficult for you to draw back and have a holistic view. Because what? Sentiment would always come to play, because all of us would definitely, I had, like I told you yesterday, I was 100% convinced that you cannot say you are qualified without bringing any document.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying. If you're just joining us, this is the Trust TV News Update. Now here is a look at a recap of some of our top stories. You heard that 11 mutilated bodies found in Kaduna forest as community accuses the military of extrajudicial killings. Plus, Central Bank of Nigeria appoints executives for Union, Keystone, Polaris banks. And now moving on to other stories and now to matters of politics. The spokesperson of the PDP's 2023 presidential campaign organization, Daniel Bola, has visited President Bola Tinubu in a twist that has sparked political debate about loyalty. Daniel Bola, who has been critical of the presidential ambition of Tinubu, say he's unapologetic about his current support for the APC administration. Speaking to the State House correspondents after a meeting with the president, Bola said the purpose of his visit was to extend felicitations to the president while commending the governance and steadfast policies by the Tinubu administration.
To demonstrate that he's about the people and not just protecting his people, he took decisions against certain ministers who allegedly were, said to have committed infraction. And the marked difference between him and the previous administration is that the previous administration may want to cover in order to avoid the backlash that the government is corrupt. But he is not about that. I told Mr. President, I was thrilled by that decision. Yesterday again, he surprised us by the policy decision he has made to reduce the cost of governance. So it is like the unfolding. I don't think that at this time of hunger and problems in the country, somebody should be here talking about party. And as per defection, God knows tomorrow.
PDP's Daniel Bola there defending his loyalty. Now, away from that, the inadequate road infrastructure in the Federal Capital Territory is impeding the development and growth of small businesses. Trust TV's Ibrahim Ismail explores the impact of the poor road network on local businesses through conversations with operators in the city. And now he brings us this report.
Abdulaziz Alabi, a vulcanizer with a small workshop along the Antad Road leading to Antata Estate, Gwarimpa in Abuja, laments losing customers due to the road's poor state. This predicament is crippling his business amidst the current economic challenges in the country.
Not everybody to come here to waiting car because of the road, as the road be the dust. Some people know they like to park the car to work for here because of the road. No, some people they go one place where we say they okay, them can come for comfortable to work for.
The deteriorating infrastructure in parts of Nigeria's capital is a cause for concern among residents. With the appointment of former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, as FCT minister, expectations are high that he will address the city's infrastructural issues. Customers used to complain that the goods in my shop are covered by dust, but they manage to accept it like that. I want the road to be repaired.
Capital city of Nigeria, you're having this kind of road, not tied. It's really, really bad. There are so many roads like that are bad like this. It's not supposed to be so. It's not supposed to be so.
Driving on dilapidated roads poses risks, causing vehicle faults and accidents that claim lives. Obifemi, an automobile engineer, sheds light on this issue.
When the road is more terrible, smooth, we won't have those problems. But when the road is bad, you find that when by the time enter Gallop, like 2-3 times, I found they have the problem with their shock absorber and the other thing like ball joint tar on there, they will do slack. So one of the major problems that we are facing in as a top bad road.
While Abuja boasts some well-maintained roads, citizens find the poor maintenance culture within the city center embarrassing. Authorities have been urged to address this problem and enhance overall infrastructure. Ibrahim Ismail, Trust TV News, Abuja.
On the international scene, United Nations International Court of Justice is set to consider a case filed by South Africa accusing Israel of committing genocide against Palestinians in Gaza. South Africa alleges that Israel's actions aim to destroy a significant part of the Palestinian national, racial, and ethnic group. The submission urges the court to order Israel to halt military operations in Gaza. Israel vehemently denies the accusation, with President Isaac Herzog dismissing the claims as atrocious and preposterous. The ICJ will provide an opinion on the genocide allegation, although it's not a criminal trial. South Africa will present its case on Thursday, and Israel will present its defense on Friday. And lastly, in sports, former England boss Sven Goran Eriksson says he has one more year to live after being diagnosed with cancer. The 75-year-old Swede was the first foreign coach to manage England and led the side to the quarterfinals of the 2002 and 2006 World Cup and 2004 Euros. Eriksson, who had a 42-year career in management, stood down from his most recent role as sporting director at Swedish club Karlstad 11 months ago because of health issues. He said he was trying to stay positive and make something good from his cancer diagnosis. Eriksson also had spells at domestic clubs Manchester City, Benfica, and Lazio amid managerial roles with national sides Mexico, Ivory Coast, and the Philippines. And that wraps up the news update at this hour. Remember, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentary. I'm Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you again.